we will discuss conditional formatting. So let's first understand what is formatting. So formatting includes font size, if it is bold, italic or underline, background color of the cell, font color, and border of the cell or the range, etc. So this includes a number of things that is related to the visibility of the data. So if you apply conditional formatting or formatting on a cell, then it becomes blaringly visible among lots of data. Suppose we want to see where the data is duplicated. Then there is a provision in the conditional formatting that will make you to duplicate data glaringly visible. So we can do whatever we want to do with them. So number of decisions depend on the visibility of the data. So here let's consider the first exercise. Format the cell with text. I mean the cell which is containing the text with green font and yellow background. With green font color and yellow background color. And format the cell with the number with a red font color and yellow background. So how you have to go about this exercise, let me explain that first, and then how you will practice, that I will explain later. So what you have to do first, you have to select the given range and then go to conditional formatting under home tab, conditional formatting, and go to manage rules. This will show you how many rules are applied on this range. So there are two rules applied on this range. First is this one and the second is this one. So if you want to further explore the first rule, then click the first rule and go to edit rule. And here you can see select the rule. Under the select the rule option, you have selected the last one, that is use formula to determine which cell to format. So a formula will determine here which cell will be formatted. So under now another setting, format values where the formula is true. And what is the formula? Formula is equal to is number B5. So I have not given the range address here. Please note down. I have not given the range address here, but I have given the address of only the first cell. So what is the first cell? It is B5. So is number B5. I have selected the range, but I have used the address of very first cell of the range. And this will take care of the entire range, formatting of the entire range. You don't have to write I am repeating, you don't have to mention the range here. You have to use the address of the first cell only. Right? Then how do we define the formatting? For that we will click this format button and this will open up the new dialog box. Now in this dialog box you can see there are different settings: number, font, border, field. There are 4 tabs here. So mostly we will work in font, border and field. First let's see what is the field color. Field color is, for the first rule we are discussing here. Okay, so this background color is the field color. Field color is yellow, selected here. We are studying it. We are not setting it. We are just studying whatever is already set. Okay. So now going to the border part. So in the border part we haven't applied any border. This is blank. If you want to apply one, you can click this outline option and this border will be applied here. Right? I'm not applying it because it is not applied as yet. Then I'm clicking font. In the font section, you can define, this font cannot be defined from here. Font can be defined from here in this home tab, not from here. Okay. Whatever is applied, but here from you can't select the font size. You can select the font style here. You can make it bold, italic, or underlined like this, or regular. Okay. You cannot also this. It is dull, so you cannot apply this font size as well. Okay. Neither the font nor the font size. Right. Underline is there. You can select one for you, but I'm not selecting anything. The color of the font is red as selected here. You can select any other color from this menu. Alright. The preview will be shown here. And in the case of number, if you want to apply a certain format, you can apply it from here. Okay. I'm not applying because it is not applicable here. You can apply it for the number if you want. If you select rupees, the number will be converted into rupees. I'm applying it for you. So here is the format, how the things will be visible. Okay. And then if you click OK, then the things will be applied on the selected range. So I'm clicking OK. There is no rupees sign here. After I will click OK, you will see rupees sign will appear in front of all the numbers because I have defined that here. I'm clicking OK. I'm clicking apply. Look, here the hash mark is appearing because the size is not enough to accommodate this data. So I'm clicking OK. So use final command, and I am resizing the cell to make it visible. The data inside is visible now with a rupees sign, as I told you earlier. So this is how you will study. I have studied the first rule. Now I am going to study the second rule. So I will go to the manage once again. I will go to the second rule. I will go to edit option, and here the things are there. Similar thing is there. Use formula to determine which cell to format, and here equals is equal to each text equal to each text B5 in the similar fashion as we did it earlier, and define the format, font, border, scale, everything, and then I'm cancelling it. I'm cancelling it once again. So in the similar fashion, you have to define everything and click OK to apply it. I'm closing it. So you have to repeat. Having understood these settings, you will have to go to this place and will have to apply now. So this time you will go to new rule. Under the new rule, you will go to use formula to determine that, and here you will write equal to each number in this format B5. Now B5 has become E5. It is no longer B5. So we will write here E5 in place of B5, and will define the format here. Suppose the background color will be this, fill color will be this, border color we will give the border color, we can decide it from here. Red color border, you have to click it once again to apply the color. Then go to font and say it should be bold. Okay, and this color, you can apply the font color. Let me choose blue color for this and click OK. So here is the entire preview, how the cell will look. I'm clicking OK to finalize everything. So here it is. I have decided it for format. I have decided the format for the number. So I'm clicking OK to make it final. So the things are applied. Now I am going to apply the second rule. So I will go to the new rule once again. I will go to use formula to determine this thing. This time I will write each text E5. So that will determine the text format for the selected range. So here I am deciding the background color will be, although I am not doing it as per the instruction, I am doing it independently. Select the blue border line, font color, font color will be selected from here. Font color will be, let's suppose, decorated bold. Okay, and that is okay. Again click OK. So that's it. Now if I write a number here, look at this. The number is blue color with the given background that we had selected. So I am writing my name, Gautam Prasad. The format that I had selected for the text is visibly there. And if I write Shavak Nanavati Technical Institute, it is again. If I write 5,555, then the number format is applied. So this way you can understand how the format is applied and the rules are defined for a given range. Thank you very much. Happy learning. In continuation with the conditional formatting exercise that we have completed, now we will look for the second exercise in this context. Exercise 2 is about applying the conditional formatting such that two top numbers have yellow font color and red background color. Also, two bottom numbers have yellow font color and green background color. So let's study what has been done on this range. We will study the rules that has been applied on this range, and then the same rule we will apply on the given range. Let me tell you, these numbers are randomly generated numbers. If you click on any of these numbers, you will see a formula used to generate these numbers using rand function, which is multiplied by 100 and has been rounded off to 0 decimal places. That is why you are getting a whole number in return. So every time you press enter by clicking into this cell, double clicking into this cell, you will find all the numbers change. So there is nothing to worry about these numbers. Okay, so these numbers are only to experiment with and nothing else. So let's select the given range and then go to home, then conditional formatting, and in order to learn we will go to manage rules, and here you can see two rules have been applied on the given range, rule number 1 and rule number 2. So let's study the first rule. To do that, we will click the first rule and go to the edit rule. So in the edit rule dialog box, you can see select the rule type. In the select the rule type, this option has been selected, which says format only top and bottom ranked values. This is showing you this setting, And in this setting you can see the bottom one, only one, you can make it 2, 3, by deleting this number you can set it to 2. So it is now set to 1. So bottom 1 number will be shown and the format will be this. You can apply the format as I have explained earlier by clicking this button. It will open up a new dialog box whereby you can set for the field color, border color or border, and font color and the number format as well. So I am cancelling it because I don't want to apply it. I am just carrying this rule. So again I am cancelling to go back to this conditional formatting rules manager dialog box. So here we will go for the second rule and edit rule, and here it says format only top and bottom rank values, and under this setting top has been selected from bottom and top options and only one number has been set to return. But in the question you can see apply conditional formatting such that two top numbers have yellow color. So you can make it 2 also. So let's see if top 2 number comes or not. So I am clicking OK. Here also I will say top 2 numbers. Okay. So click OK and I will say apply. So top 2 and top bottom, two bottom numbers are formatted. I am clicking OK to exit from the dialog box, and you can see top 2 numbers 99 and 94 are there, and bottom 2 numbers are here 16. As because 16 is repeated, that is why 3 numbers are being shown with the given format that we had applied for the bottom 2 numbers. Okay, if I change this double clicking in one of the cells and pressing enter key, all the numbers are changed, and you can see that bottom 2 numbers are there where this this formatting is applied, green background color and the given font color. That's it. The same thing you can apply on this end. So for this you will go to the conditional formatting. This time you will go to the new rule, and here you will go for this option, format only the top and bottom rank values, whereby you will set top rank, row values, and you will define the format. First you define the field color. I am taking an independent one, not as said in the question. So I am saying I want border in the cell, and then I will say I want my font to be bold and the color of the font will be red color, and click OK. So this is the ultimate result of the formatting applied. You can see it in the preview section. Click OK. The top 2 numbers are formatted. Similarly, select the same range and go to the conditional formatting to apply the second rule. So we will go to new rule again. We will go to format only top and bottom rank values. This time we will select bottom and will say 2 and we will apply the format here. We will select the format, border color, yes. This time we will go for red color of border. You will have to select this outline once again to apply this color on this. So font, and then font color should be this one. It should say navy blue one. Say bold. Okay. So this will be the ultimate formatting of the cell. Click OK to apply it. So bottom 2 numbers have been formatted. So this way you apply conditional formatting. Let's come to the next exercise, that is exercise number 3 in the conditional formatting. Here you are said use conditional formatting to export all the numbers above average in the red font and yellow background color, and below average in the green and light blue background color. So how we have to proceed about this? Below average we will apply on this, and above average rule we will apply on this. Similarly, we will learn in this section, and the same thing will be applied on this section. Alright? So let's study first. We will see the average has been calculated here. You can see average of this range has been calculated. If you double click into this cell, you will find this range has been selected for the average calculation. Okay, so this is the average. So above average, by seeing this number, you will be able to judge if the selected numbers are above average or below average. So this one is the below average one, where the below average rule has been applied. So we will go to conditional formatting by selecting this range, and we will go to manage rule, and here is the rule for you. This one, go to edit rule to see what rule has been applied. So the fourth rule has been selected here, format only the values that are above or below the average value. Okay, so below has been selected, equal to above. There are many things, many options here. So we have selected only the below one. So after that we have selected a format here. So you can change it. I'm changing it for you. Below, border applied, color you can select. Click outline, the border will be applied. Go to the font and say bold italic here. Okay, the color of the font will be specified. Click OK to apply it. This is the final formatting of the below average number. Click OK and say apply OK. You can see all the below average numbers have been selected from this cell, and the formatting that we had set for that has been applied. That's all. So for this above average section, we will select the range. We will go to conditional formatting. We will go to new rule. We will go to, we have to study it now, so we will go to manage rule, and in this manage rule we will click on the rule set, and we will go to edit to learn it. And here you can see format only the values that are above or below average, and in the setting above has been selected, and the format has been defined by clicking format button. We have selected the fill color. This is the fill color. This is the border, and this is the font. Bold font style has been applied. Click OK. Apply it. If you want, you can change it. Go to the fill color in the color. I'm selecting green for you. Click OK. Click OK. Apply. Okay. So here you can see above average numbers have been selected, and the formatting as you have defined has been applied. So the same thing has to be repeated here as well. So you must have understood the process of applying the conditional formatting and setting the rule. So in exercise 4, use conditional formatting to spot the duplicate values, and this is very interesting. You have to spot the duplicate values. So for that you will select the given range. You will go to the conditional formatting. You will set a new rule, and in the rule you will say format only unique and duplicate values. So click this conditional formatting rule, and then go to duplicate. Okay, duplicate values, and set the format. Suppose I am taking yellow background, border color, and click outline. Font color will be bold and italic. Okay, you can also choose for the font color from here. You can select blue color for the font color and click OK. So this will be the formatting. Then we will write for the duplicate number, but if no duplicate number is there, this will not be applied. Please mind it. So I am clicking OK for this, and because there is no duplicate number in this case, this thing has not been applied. So I am double clicking on one of the numbers and pressing enter key to change all the randomly generated numbers, and here you see the two duplicate numbers were found in this range of the number, and they are this conditional formatting is applied. applied for the duplicate numbers. So you can spot it easily by applying conditional formatting. For a long series, it will be difficult for you to spot the duplicated values, and this is very helpful for you when you have a long range of numbers and you have to spot for the duplicate values. This is a boon in turn. Conditional formatting is very powerful tool so far as the spotting of the duplicate values is concerned. It's very much helpful. So for unique numbers, you will have to apply it here. For that, you will go to conditional formatting. You will go to manage rule to learn this. Here is the rule applied. Go to the edit one. Format only unique and duplicate values, and this time in place of duplicate we have selected unique one, unique values in the selected range, and this is the I'm changing it for you. I'm changing it to this color. Border color will be, suppose this time I'm taking blue. Click outline to apply this border. Go to the font color. Click bold, and here is the color of the font. Click OK. This will be the, I think the background color should be a little dark so that your font is clearly visible. I'm going to fill color to change your background color, taking a deep color so that your font is clearly visible. Click OK. Click apply. So again, you can see there is no duplicate number. That's why this format has not escaped any number, just skipped any number. So I'm double clicking one of the numbers and pressing enter. So again, there is no duplicate number. That is why this thing has not been clicked. So here are two duplicate numbers, and because they are not unique, that is why they have been left white. Formatting is not applied on them. So all other numbers are unique in this way. That is why they have been applied with the conditional formatting. So this way you can proceed for other numbers and you can apply this rule to understand. So in continuation with the conditional formatting now, we will understand what the data bars are. Data bars help you in understanding the numbers with the help of colorful bars. So here in this number you can see, depending on the number, color bar has been set. So as the number is increasing, the length of the bar is also increasing. So 74 is the largest number here, that is why it has got the full cell color in terms of bar for the number. So as the number is decreasing, you can see the bar length is also decreasing. So same for this, there are different colors depending on the sense of the number. So if it is a dangerous value, you can take red color. If it is the safer value, you can take green color. If it is of certain different sense, then you can take blue color, and depending on the sense of the data, you can choose a suitable color for this. This is solid fill and this is gradient fill. In the gradient fill, your color is fading away as you are reaching towards the end of the cell, but here in the solid fill, you are getting a solid fill, and it is not yet a solid fill, it is gradient fill here. So I am selecting data bar, solid fill. Here your color is not fading away as it is reaching towards the end of the bar, right? So that is the difference between a gradient fill and a solid fill in the case of data bar. So data bars give you the sense of the number, how big, how small, right? Hopefully you have understood this part. Now let's go to the color scale. So again, you have got a series of numbers here, and in these numbers, green, yellow, red, sense of color scale has been applied. So again, if the bottom part of the values are dangerous, then you can, like this setting, green, yellow, red. So green will be the paper values, higher the value, paper is the value, lower the value, dangerous is the value. So again, these colors carry sense with them. So when you are applying these colors, green, yellow, red, how it is decided I am telling you. You select this range, you will go to conditional formatting, and you will go to color scheme. Now if you take your pointer on any of this, you will see it will show you green, yellow, and red color scheme. If you take it to the next one, it will show you red, yellow, and green color scheme. Okay, so higher the value, red it will be. For the middle range, it will be yellow, and for the bottom range of the values, it will be green. So this way, the color scale is changing. Okay, so as you take your pointer to the different options, you will find different color settings are there, and you can choose one which suits to your requirement. I'm repeating again, which suits to your requirement. Okay, so as these things have been applied on this range, you will go to conditional formatting, you will go to manage rules, and you can see here this color bar has been applied. If you want to edit it, you will have to go to edit rule, and here is the setting for you. You have it is already set when you select a color scale. This thing is set. You don't have to set it, these things individually. This setting is ready-made, and just we are viewing it. If you want to change that option is given in the manage rule. If at all you want to change, otherwise it is ready-made. Okay. So if you want to change certain things in this, like around the 50% for the midpoint, around the 50% the color will be yellow, and along the maximum value, that is 100% of the values, it will be red, and for the for the minimum values, it will be red color, and for the maximum value, it will be green color. So here is the preview for everything. In the middle range, it will be yellow, or as it will vary, the mix of the color will be applied. That's it. So accordingly, you will have to close the, you will have to select this range, and you will have to apply this. Here is the exercise for you. You will have to apply this color scale given. I mean, you will red, yellow, green. So select this range. You go to conditional formatting. You go to color scale and select for the this one red, yellow, green option. So go to this color scale. Select red, yellow, green color scale. Select it, and the range is applied. It's very simple, but you need to understand the proper applicability of this. Alright? So hopefully you will be able to complete this exercise given this on this sheet. And then lastly, in the discussion of the conditional formatting is the icon sets. Icon sets also help you to understand the data in a proper manner. So different types of icons are used to explain the data, that what range it belongs to. Okay, so for the maximum values, it is upward arrow with green color. For the middle range of the values, it is a horizontal arrow in yellow color. Similarly, you can see for the bottom range of the values, it is downward arrow of bottom towards the bottom. Okay, so these are carrying different senses for you. And how to apply this conditional formatting? This is again very simple. You will select the range, and you will have to go to this icon sets option, and here are the icon sets for you. There are 3 icons used to explain the data. There are 4 icons used to explain the data. There are 5 icons. So depending on your requirement, you will have to select a proper type of the icon set that suits to your requirement again. Okay, so if the three arrows are sufficient to explain your data, just go for the three arrows setting. If you click it, something is applied. If you go for the different option, like 5 arrows, then things will change. Okay, and if you want to change this setting, or if you want to learn more on this setting, you will see, I'm deleting this one, because no two rules are better to apply on this. I'm deleting one of the rules. I'm applying only this rule. So that's it. This is the rule. If you want to edit this rule, go for further settings. So here are the icons for the values more than equal to 80%. This icon will be applied. For the values below 80% but more than equal to 60%, this icon will be applied. Diagonal arrow with yellow color, and horizontal arrow for less than 60% and up to 40%. For below 40%, downward diagonal arrow, okay, up to 20%. And for below 20%, red arrow with downward red color. So click OK. Nothing is to vary here, nothing is to change here. I'm cancelling it. Okay, similarly, you have 4 quadrant settings, 4 different ranges. Again, you can see here for this thing, I'm going to conditional formatting to better explain it. Go to manage rule and edit rule. You can see for more than equal to 80% of the values, you will get a dark circle where all the 4 quadrants are full and dark color. For less than 80% to 60%, you will have 1 quadrant blank, other 3 quadrants dark, and for less than 60% up to 40%, you will have 2 quadrants dark color and half of the rest of the 2 quadrants white. So similarly, for less than 40%, only 1 quadrant is dark and other 3 quadrants are white. So this is the setting. So depending on the value of the cell, these quadrants will be applied. These icons will be applied. So that's it. So your numbers will be carrying meaning with these icons. So these are very useful in certain things when you, especially if there are dashboards, these things are applied so that your data carries meaning. Right? So hopefully everything is, with this we complete this exercise. Hopefully you have understood very clearly this conditional formatting exercise. Thank you very much and happy learning. Hello friends, in this exercise we will learn about data validation. Let's first understand what is data validation. Data validation in Excel allows you to set up restrictions for the values that can be entered into a cell. So we will, in this context, we have got different examples here. So let's look at this first example, data validation example number 1, which deals with restricting entry to a numeric value. That means the cells that you will apply data validation on will accept only numeric values, and if you try to enter some other values like text, etc., they will not accept. So how it has to be done has been briefly explained here. If you want to study it, you will have to select this range, this colored range, and will have to go to data, and then you will have to click this icon to open up the data validation dialog box. So let's click this icon. This this data validation dialog box is there in front of you. So it has got 3 tabs. First of all, you should understand this. The first tab is containing the settings of data validation. And the second tab is dealing with the input message. That means if you want to give some message to the user before he inputs the data into the Excel cell, then you can say those things out here. So a dialog box will appear in front of the user, and it will tell the user things related to the input of data. So the title of the dialog box can be entered in this box, and the input message can be typed in this box. So as you can see here, data validation example 1 is the title for this case, and the input message in this case is data validation rule has been applied to this cell, and you must enter a numeric value. So before the user enters this any value into the cells, he will be cautioned. He will be given a message of caution there, and so that he doesn't make a mistake. And if at all he makes a mistake, what will be the next thing? Next thing will be an error message. So the next tab, error alert, says only that. So show error alert after invalid data is entered. So this checkbox is checked, and we are not going to disturb it. We are not going to uncheck it. Now this ensures that when he enters a data and presses enter key, then only this error will be displayed. Okay. So when user enters invalid data, show this error alert. The style is very important. There are three types of the styles. One is a stop. That will stop him from entering the data. Warning means the system, that means Excel will give the user a warning, but he will allow that data to be entered. In the case of information also, the user will be informed about this input of the data, but he will be allowed to enter the data. That means he will not be stopped from entering the wrong data, right? So you should clearly understand as these three settings. If you want to stop the user from, you don't want to allow the user to enter the wrong data, then you should use the stop one. Otherwise, you can use these two. All right. So what will be the title of the dialog box? It is data entry error here in this case, and what will be the error message? You can type in this box, right? So that's all to study. And if you want at any time, to clear the data validation setting, then you can go for clear all option. So if you want to clear the data validation rules set in this range, we can click this clear all option to delete this data validation setting. I am clicking cancel because I don't want to disturb this setting. I am just clicking it, cancel, and I am exiting from here. I will have to apply the same thing out here. Okay. So what was the setting? Let's another look on that. We will go to data validation, and here look at this, allow. In this section we have used custom setting, and in the custom setting we have used a formula. Formula is each number at 10. This is the address of the very first cell of the range. You don't have to use the range here. You just have to use the address of the very first cell of the range, and that is very important to know. And then click OK. Right? So this is very important to understand, and that is why I explained you this. I am cancelling it now. So I will have to apply the same thing out here. I will select this thing. I will go to data validation, and this dialog box will open here, and I will go to custom now. And here in this formula we will write equal to each error. Within the bracket I will give the address of this cell. So what is the address of this cell? It is I10. It is written here I10. So I will write I10. can close the bracket and we'll click OK. Before clicking OK, if you want to get some message, input message, only numeric values. Okay. Only numeric values are accepted. Okay. This will be the input message, and if the user at all enters the wrong value, then he will be given an error alert. Error alert, I am setting it as false. No. You have entered the wrong data. Only numeric values are accepted here. So that's it. I'm clicking OK. So here, if you click in any of these cells, you will get this input message. This is your input message. Okay. And if you enter a number, like I have entered this number, you have entered a wrong data. This thing, it should not say that because I have perhaps made a mistake. So let's see what is the mistake here. I have selected this. I will go to data validation and let's check what is. Oh, in place of each number I have used each error. So this is the mistake. I will just correct it. Each number. Okay. So now it is correct. So if you enter number here, it will accept. But if you enter, say, a text here, my name I am entering, and it is not accepting. You have entered wrong data, only numeric values are accepted here. This is the alert you had given there, used there. So, oh no, you have entered wrong data, only numeric values are accepted here. This is the message. Retry you can check, you can cancel, or you can take help. So, if you retry, look at this, the cursor is blinking in this cell, you can delete this data and you can enter a fresh number and it will be accepted. But if you enter some other text like Rohan, I am entering this, again you will encounter the same message. So I am cancelling it. Okay. So that is how this data validation restricts you from using the wrong data. Okay. So only the correct format of the data, correct type of the data can be typed in the cell where you are using data validation. Okay. In the next example, data validation example 2, we will learn how to restrict the length of a text entry. So here we are using, let's understand, we will study here data validation, what kind of data validation has been used in this range. So for that I have selected this range. I will go to data validation. This whole dialog box has opened and it is saying allow text length. So text length is the option here. We have selected for the text length data equal to. So equal to does not equal to, greater than, less than, all these settings are there. So here we have selected equal to and equal to, which we have typed in the number here 6. So 6 is the length of the string it will accept and not more than that. Okay. So what will be the input message? Input message has not been set here. You can set one for you. Similarly, other alert can also be set. In this case, warning has been given. So text length. Text length That's it. Uh, this can accept. So I'm clicking anywhere. This input message appears here. Okay. And if you enter, I'm deleting all these values now. If I enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. Here is the error alert. It will accept only 6 characters. Continue. Do you want to continue? Yes or no? Tell me. So if you say yes, I want to continue. So you continued with this number. This number was accepted because it was the warning type of the alert. So it has accepted your value. Even though it gave you this message that you are making a mistake, you are violating the data validation rules, but still it has accepted that value. So you have to understand the difference between, the error alert, the stop type, warning type, and information type. In the case of information also, it will be accepted. In the warning also, it will be accepted. Okay? So that must be understood clearly. So if I write my name here, and press enter, again I am coming across this error. If I say no, I don't want to continue. So I'm getting my cursor blinking there. I'm deleting. I want Rahul Sharma to appear. Again, it is not acceptable. So if I say I want only Rahul, yes, I want to continue. So Rahul. Again, it is not 6 characters of the length. It is less than that. Only 5 characters are there. So it is not accepted. So if you want, you can cancel it. You can go for another data. Right. If I say Rahula, just to complete 6 characters, and if I press enter key, look at this, as because it was 6 characters in the length, so it has been accepted. Okay. So this way, either it is text or number. If it is 6 characters wide, then it will be accepted. Otherwise, it won't. Okay. So you can restrict the data to its character length. Right. Next example of the data validation is about restricting entry to the range of the whole number. So only whole numbers will be accepted and no fractions. So here you can learn it by clicking, data validation dialog box. Here in the setting you can see you have selected whole number as the option here, and data between 1 to 10 only will be accepted. And okay, so you can make it 1000 also. You can change it. Okay. I'm clicking OK. So if I enter a value like 1.1, it will be an error. But if I enter 6, press enter key, it has accepted the value. If I write maybe shape 2, okay, and again I am getting an error. So this way it will accept only the whole number. Right? So let's proceed to the next item of the data validation, example number 4, where we will restrict the cell entry to the list of values. So where the list will come from. So for that I have written the name of the days of a week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And from this list only, the person will have to choose one day. Alright, so how to do that? So it is simple, it is done here, and we will do it for you out here. So now I'm cancelling it. We are clear all. Okay, so I have cleared the data validation rule. I will set one for us. So we will go to data validation, and then we will go to list this time. Okay? And in this list we will select this. Okay? And just click. So if you click in any of these cells, you will get a drop down list. And if you open this drop down list, you will get the name of these 7 days. So if I select Monday, it will be Monday. If I select Thursday, it will be Thursday. So you will have to pick up this data. So the chances of error in writing of the data, because many people, write data in a different way. So if you tell them to write SNTI, they will write in following possible manner. Somebody will write SNTI in small, somebody in capital, somebody will give single spaces between S and T and I. So somebody will use, full stop after each letter. Somebody will make the first letter capital, the rest other. For the database, all these are different. For a database, all these items are different. So that is why the consistency of the data is so important. So if you want to get a consistent data, then you can tell them to pick up from the list where the consistency of the data will be maintained. Okay? But this list can also be made in a different way. Like I am going to data. I'm going to data validation. I'm clearing the existing rows, clicking OK. I cleared all, but I am, using the list. I'm going to use the list once again, but this time I will not use this range. Rather, I will use comma to list the, everything. So I will write Sunday, comma, Monday, comma, Tuesday, comma, Wednesday, Thursday, clicking OK. And you can see, if you click anywhere, you will find a list, of 7 days. Okay, so if you click Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, etc. So this way you can select from them. This way also you can use the list. You need to go for a list on the page. Alright. So that's all in the data validation part, and hopefully you have learned it very well and will be able to use in your work area. Thank you very much. Happy learning.